Hey guys, a big super duper welcome back, and today we are doing a quick little trolling the cops vlog. And when I say trolling, I'm not going to get too hardcore into it, but basically I had went out with a buddy, and then on the way back I heard a bunch of sirens going by, and I was like, oh, wonder what's going on, maybe I should go check it out. So I decided to pull in at a school right there. Just briefly, you can see my truck there. This is all sped up, but that's my truck over at the school. And kind of check out the neighborhood. I was thinking maybe these apartment buildings or whatever, and didn't seem to be there. So I come cruising over here by these townhouses, and sure enough, I was like, oh shit, that's a cop car. So, and there's actually a couple of them there, the undercovers as well, SUV and Charger, and then the marked cruiser. And so I was like, all right, let's see what exactly is going on down there. So start dropping down a bit. I don't want to get too close, I'm not trying to bug the cops, so that's why I say I'm not trolling, but I'm curious anyway. So I'm just kind of hovering around here, looking, trying to see what exactly they're doing here, because the one's kind of at that pathway with the door open, and then the other two are off to the right. But so you see me looking, trying to figure out exactly where they were, and I'm sitting in my truck at this time, by the way, over at the school. And so look around here, and soon enough there's going to be an ambulance. There it is. And the cop, I think, had run out to the side of the road to make sure the ambulance could find the right address. And so he's going to pull in here. And I tried to speed this up so it doesn't take too long to show you guys the story. So at this point I'm watching, and I didn't, on the live view, notice that cop go back to his car. I was kind of preoccupied, and let's see what he does now. He's going to talk to some other ones, and at some point anyway, he goes back to his car that I didn't notice, and he gets in. But I guess I was kind of watching what was going on. The cops are talking to the lady there or whatever, and don't worry, pretty soon it gets a little more interesting. I guess I could have sped it up a little more, but whatever. Cop looks like he's doing a chicken dance there, if you saw that. This guy's cruising over. People are like, hey, what's going on? And so this must be the cop going back to his car now. Here we go. So I didn't notice that part watching my watching my monitor, my iPad. So I'm sitting here watching away, and obviously all the neighborhood kids want to see what's up to, and it's this is Burlington, Ontario, so it's pretty quiet here. We don't normally have too many issues, but pretty windy. You can see some sheets blowing around on the left-hand side there. There's maybe someone who's just waving it around. I don't know. I saw something there. Anyway, stay tuned, guys. I'm not going to bother speeding it up anymore, but it's going to get good. So I'm sitting here minding my own business, and I'm thinking, the whole time I'm wondering, I wonder if they see me. I'm going to guess at this point, I could go back on my iPod, or iPad rather, and check, but I'm going to guess I'm probably at, 70 feet or so anyway. There's definitely some distance between me and the ground. See what they're doing. I'm seeing them getting into their car, and I'm thinking, maybe they're getting ready to wrap this up type of thing. And the whole time, though, I'm just sitting there keeping in mind, the last thing I want to do is, there's nothing illegal flying above them like this, but last thing I want to do is create problems. And then I see this cop backing out. These guys are still talking. Ambulance is still there. And this guy's leaving. So I'm like, oh, what are you up to? And one thing about flying, on an iPad and stuff like that is, anyone that's got one of these knows that you're going to get reflections and stuff. So it's hard to see some of the detail of what's going on. So, can you really tell if somebody's looking at you or not? In the spur of the moment, and you're looking and you got glare and this and that, it might not be that easy to tell. But anyhow, I was like, all right, let's see what this copperooni's up to. So I watch him. He goes to the light here, and he's making a left, and that's actually towards the direction where I'm hanging out. And originally, I was actually going to pull into that church. You see that church right across the road there. And then I decided to go to the school because I just thought it would be a little bit quieter area. And that way, if I did find them, I wouldn't have any cops creeping up behind me. So now I've decided, though, that I want to follow this cop, see what he's up to. So he's checking out this convertible. Maybe he might be like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to lift up a little bit there just to make sure, as I decide to cruise around following him down the road, make sure that there's no issues with any power lines or anything like that. So we follow him. He makes his left-hand turn here, and, you know, he pulls into the proper lane and all that, so that's good. Cruising along, and then, yeah, so I'm just sitting here watching, and uh-oh, what is he doing? Why is he in the turning lane? Wait, I'm at the school. What is he doing coming to the school? Oh, shit. Oh, no. Uh-oh. He's coming flying right to the back of the school. So at this point, I throw the controller on the passenger side floorboard, and yeah, unfortunately I don't get it because I'm not holding the controller right now. So the controller's sitting on the passenger side floorboard. You can see the cop going to the back of the school where I am. And as he was at the front still, I had already jumped out and was at the back of the truck with the tailgate down and fiddling around with my tonneau cover. And he pulls up right behind me and like basically comes to a complete stop and just gives me a nod. I give him a nod back, and then he continues. And so I just sat there messing around with that for a few minutes, and, you know, I seen him drive off. And then there's my truck right there. So that's when I'm back in the truck, and I was like, okay, cool, let's check the coast. We got to see what's going on now. Am I good to go? Like, so we gave it a few minutes there. Obviously, this is sped up. That was like sped up 300%, so 3 times. Cruise around, make sure I don't see him. Go check out the rest of the school parking lot. Check out the next school. Check out the side roads. And basically, I'm figuring we're good to go. That cop is long gone. So I'm going to cruise over, kind of over to this school here, and then I came up with a plan that just in case I'd gone high enough so that they probably couldn't even see it in the sky anymore, and then drop down, and I wanted to bring it back down across the field. So let's do that. I'm going to aim towards the school here. You can see my truck at the back there, and there's some ladies on their bikes riding around on like some weird bike thing or something. But so here I go. I'm gonna drop her down, and there's some kids making out, like high school kids or something, making out under a tree here. You might see them. I'm not sure. I saw them anyway from my truck where I was. And so now I've dropped down a bit, and I'm like, all right, now I can start working my way in. The coast is clear. I don't see any signs of any cops. Let's bring it in. That was a good flight. It was fun finding out where they were, and not really necessarily everything they were up to, but we know they were up to something. And then we fly in, and then it's cool. Coast is clear. So I come in, I land, and then I start to drive out. And you can see a nice view of my truck there. I still love my truck. You know that sometimes I come out and I look at it, and uh-oh. Who's that right there? As I drove by, I realized there's the damn cop. He was sitting right there, and I flew this thing like basically right up in front of him. Luckily, he was doing paperwork and didn't see me. That's it, guys. I appreciate you watching, and see you next time.